Okay, so I have been thinking about this for a while. I've shared this with some of my students, and every time someone asks me about this, okay, I'll share this with them. But I have a very cool story to tell you today. All right, so I've been helping a student, okay, and what happened was this student, she's been doing really well, and she's been practicing hips. She was having private class with me. She was a member of the IELTS with Fabi membership, so she was working really hard. But her concern was always that she wouldn't get a good score because she gets stressed during tests. Okay, and she told me, she said, "Look, Fabi, I think I'll have to do the test more than once because I feel really, really stressed during the test." And then I told her, "Maybe you won't." And said, no, from experience. Okay, if I practice in my house, I get a score, and then I go do the test and I get a lower score. And she's never done the IELTS before, right? And then she told me, she said, "Look, I've already saved money to do the test 3 times. And I said, "Wow, do you really think you need that?" And she said, "I think I will because I get really stressed." She needed a 6 overall, so she could apply for, I think it's a graduate visa she was applying for. So she needed a 6, right? And she was practicing, and she was getting 6.57, 6.57. And we're all very excited, thinking that she would need to do the test only once. And then she said, "No, but I'm probably going to get a 5. And I was like, "Oh my God, don't say that," And she was really insecure, but she was practicing. Okay, she practiced. I think she was doing maybe a full test every week. And then she did the test last week. And guess what? She got a 6 overall. She managed to get the score she needed to apply for her visa. But then she said, I wasn't sure I was going to get it because she did the test on the computer. And she told me, she said, my fingers, they were shaking. I couldn't really type the writing. And my legs, she said, my legs wouldn't stop moving. I was really, really stressed. However, everything that happened from beginning to end, from the listening part all the way to the speaking part, there were no surprises. She said, "Look, Fabi, the whole test was exactly like we have been practicing." And because she felt, even though she was really nervous because it was a test, she also felt comfortable because there was nothing new for her. Okay, so she managed to do everything she needed to do. No surprise, like I said before, guys. So no surprises. She said, "Look, I looked at the question, I knew what I had to do. I looked at the question, I knew what I had to do." Even in the writing, she said she made a big mistake. She forgot to plan her writing, even though she had been practicing. Okay, she forgot to plan. And then she had to do the test only once, and she couldn't believe it. She said, "Oh my God." And then she told me, "Our practice helped a lot." Okay, because she said, "I thought I was going to get a really low score." And then there you go. And then she has heaps of money to spend on whatever she wants now. Okay. And that's why I say, guys, it's very important to practice. Okay. So just don't go and do the test just for the sake of it. Okay. I think you should do it when you're 100% ready. Okay. And I help my students with that. I am quite honest when I think they're ready or they're not ready. Okay. And so that's what I think everyone should be doing.